welcome to my rundown video comparing the Bauer Vapor X skate to my VH skates. Full disclosure, I have only used the Vapor 1X skate once. I used it last Wednesday. I didn't get it on video, so I apologize to anyone who is questioning whether or not I've used them enough. I've seen other videos where goalies are giving reviews on a single skate, which is fine by me. I have only used it once. I have a good idea of how it's going to act in the long run, but it's not 100% how it's going to act in the long run as far as my fitting into it. So let's get started. So the Bauer Vapor skate, very well made, nice composite sides, throwback to kind of the Bauer Pro era, but way more flexibility. The Bauer Pros were extremely stiff. I did not care for that. These are more of along the lines of maybe the Bauer 1100s and the reactor line. If you look here, the top kind of gives a good flex there. The interior is well supported, and you still kind of have that good flex in the back heel. On the front, the tongue has a nice stiff piece that runs up and down to kind of prevent lace bite. I'm not sure if it will prevent it 100%. I noticed when I really wrenched this down to the point where I was getting blisters on my fingers tying my skates, that the point of the top kind of felt like I might be able to get lace bite. That's total speculation. Again, one skate on these, so do not start chiming in saying I'm an idiot for saying that. I do try and tie tight around the top so I have a lot of support around my ankle, which is kind of weird. I want the support, but I also want the flexibility when I'm going down into butterfly. So, yeah. The skate itself, super light. Well, the reason I picked it up is because I held it in the store and I thought, wow, these are incredibly light. I know that they're lighter than these. One of the reasons being is that it's using 3mm blade. I could have ordered that with a 3mm blade. That's not that fault. I did. One of the reasons I did not order a 3mm blade on my VH Bauer cowling is because the old Bauer Pros used to howl and it sounded like you were a seal on the ice when you would shuffle. So I don't know if they fixed that on those previous generations of cowlings, but that is part of the reason I didn't get a 3mm skate or blade on my Bauer cowling VH skate. That's a side note. So let's go back to the Vapor X. Thinner blade. So the one thing you'll notice is if you buy step steel for an older cowling, it's pretty thick, and whereas these are quite thin, it does help cut the weight back, I imagine, pretty dramatically, because if you take a blade of step steel and start flicking it like that, you can feel kind of the heft in it, which isn't a bad thing. It's just, it's how it is, and it's how it's usually been. But now they've chopped that up, and they've given you that option to kind of pop it out if you want to pull on that and push this up. One of the things that happened at my skate with these skates, I had been messing with this beforehand. I don't think I locked it back in all the way on the heel, and the blade popped out on me when I banged a pipe pretty hard. So that was kind of frustrating, but that's my fault. That is not the skate's fault. I've never seen the blades just pop out of these. I have seen them break, and I think that's kind of more to do with the 3mm, and it's typically you see pros or higher level skates where that happens, where maybe you bang a post just wrong or whatever. But so the skate boot itself, quite comfortable. It's well designed with a big strong front toe. The inside here, when you want to get into the skate, I don't know if you can see it, but there's kind of a black liner in there, and it seems to grip your sock or your foot more than the red areas here, which is kind of new, I think. But my foot did lock into this one better than my previous skates. My previous Bauer Reactor 6000s, my heel would kind of lift up in it, and it drove me nuts, because it gets to you like, well, that's the power that's not getting there, and now I'm off kilter. I'm not pushing the way I should push. Whereas these locked in really well. But overall, I feel kind of some things that I was feeling in all of my previous Bauer skates, and that my ankle doesn't really feel totally hugged throughout the boot. It's just a such a nitpicky thing. I do have weird feet, and people with weird feet will get, you know, like, these are meant for everyone. And when you make something for everyone, it can't be perfect, you know, for for people that don't have this typical, you know, foot. If you have a foot that has always been really comfortable in a Bauer skate, this will be a fantastic skate for you. If you used a reactor and it was wonderful for you, this will be amazing for you. This is I would say that if you have a reactor, you should and are 100% comfortable in it, or even with a 1/100 and 100% comfortable in it, you could totally get by. Not just get by, you'd be totally happy with this skate. It's a really good skate. It has great technology. And I mean, I like a lot what they've done with it. So as a side note, I'm kind of bouncing everywhere. One of the things that made me afraid of the one-piece skates with VH was that the composite material that they're made of, the carbon fiber, the resins would chip over time, is something I was a little afraid of. This has a very composite type boot, but the heel's protected with this kind of leather. It's not actually leather, it's more like a vinyl, but it's like a heavy vinyl. So when you bash against that pipe, you're not getting that metal on composite contact. I think this is something anyone that's building a skate with any sort of resin-based material or a composite-based material. The camera cut out of me. So what I was talking about when the camera cut out, because Android only can record for 10 minutes, is any skate with the composite type material on the skated boot itself, I think should have some sort of extra protection on the heel, just because you're going to bang posts a lot. Something softer to absorb that hit. From a design perspective, I think should be there just in case. It's kind of a comfort thing. And it is why I purchased my VH skates with the cowling, the older Bauer cowling, so that instead of potentially ruining my boot, which I've not read it anywhere, full disclosure, not read anywhere that these are breaking at the heel. It's just a comfort thing for me. If I damage the cowling, I can replace it for $100 versus having to buy a full new boot. So, again, if your vapor skate, if your reactor or your 1/100s are awesome to you, or you just want to, or if your foot fits in a Bauer skate perfectly, that's great. This would be a wonderful skate for you. But for me, it's not quite the case. I found myself sensing the same problems I would have had as I did have in my previous reactors and my 1/100s, where I just don't fit it quite right. And that's where the VH guys get it right. Soon to be true, maybe. I don't know how they're going to divide that up. Maybe they'll do like a Reebok CCM thing when it comes to the goalie skates. But for me, these skates have been an absolute joy to use. They fit me wonderfully. It did take a little bit of tinkering. So when I bake this skate at a Bauer shop, the boot itself is so wide open because it's meant to fit everyone. So when they say don't tighten it too much, I feel with a Bauer skate, should be tightened a little bit more. I didn't do it so much with this one just because I knew it was a little bit in question. Not to say it doesn't feel snug. I did, when I tightened them up with the laces, I got it nice and snug. So again, if you're going to chime in about not fitting me quite right, I did tighten it enough for it to fit around my foot. But if you look at the top here, like look at the difference there about how open the skates are. This camera's probably focusing everywhere, but this one wraps around my foot. When I got it baked first, I tightened it up way too tight because I was used to adjusting Bauer skates. I baked it a second time and let it kind of loosen up, and it's been perfect since. I don't lace the top. You've seen that already in my What's in the Bag video if you did watch that. It's one of my higher hit videos for whatever reason. They're more curious about the equipment I use than the game I play. But yeah, it's such a good boot. It's a great company. Rob and Scott I've talked to, and they were super helpful in me getting a skate that fits me perfectly, a boot I won't have to ever purchase again if I don't want to. I'm a gear nerd, so I'll probably buy another True skate down the line or another VH skate. I'm not sure where you guys are as far as your branding goes, so I apologize to everyone over there. So, yeah, it's an awesome skate. It's lasted fantastically. It fits me perfectly because it is made for me. That's why I like it. That's why I pay the extra money, because I again, well, oddly enough, I've purchased a skate when I don't need to purchase a new skate again, basically based on the weight technology. But if you keep chasing skates because they're not fitting you right, get a custom skate. It's dumb to keep spending as much money as these skates cost looking for the perfect fit when it's here at maybe at $200 more. I'm not sure what the exchange is right now. Maybe it's $300 more, but 3 pairs of top tier skates are going to cost you a hell of a lot more than the skate plus $300. So, or just the skate rather, sorry. The VH skate is amazing. And I imagine once they go to True, they're going to get more technology built into their skates because they're going to have more purchasing power and more leverage, I mean, like more technology to pile in. As long as they keep making them custom, I hope that that's the case. I have to imagine that's the case. I have to imagine that's a reason True purchased VH, is because they're making custom skates. The NHL goalies have responded to that. Not to say that there's not a ton in the 1S skate, and there will probably be quite a few in the 1X skate. The VH boot is everywhere in the NHL for goalies, and I can see why, because they are so comfortable, they're very reliable, and it's built for your foot. Not to say that these are not built for their foot as well, but these are just, I don't know, there's something intangible about the boys up in Winnipeg that are making these things so great. So again, this isn't me saying you should buy this and you should buy this. If you fit in a Bauer skate, like $500 or $520 or whatever they cost retail right now, is a good price if you don't need a custom skate compared to what the cost of a custom skate is. But if you want a skate that fits you 100%, built for you, and you don't have that Bauer rep that can come and get you dialed in, this is an awesome skate, and I will continue to probably use these skates. And again, this is not a video where I'm saying these suck, or that's bad, or this is good. This is my personal preference. So yeah, let me know what you think. Like or subscribe is what all YouTubers say, I guess. So do that to help support my tiny channel. Not that it's that tiny. We're up to 800 now, or 880, I think. So yeah, hopefully this is helpful for someone. Hopefully you don't hate the sound of my voice. Hopefully I'm not too embarrassing in front of the camera, because I'm not used to being in front of the camera unless I'm facing away from it, as you've seen in my videos. So yeah, that's my rundown. Both great skates. If you like Bauer stuff, your foot's always good in Bauer stuff, you will love that skate. If you've been searching for a skate, or just want a skate that fits you 100% perfectly, because they'll only make you a custom when you call them up and send in your measurements. I love the VH. I love the True, or whatever you guys are going to be called here soon. I apologize. I love it. So great products. It's really cool to see companies pushing forward. Bauer, for as much as people are writing about their bankruptcy stuff, they are actually trying things. I hate watching goalies that hate the idea of new things when it comes to their comments. It's why I hate them for trying to make our lives easier. Why I hate a company that's introducing things that maybe they won't work out great, but the performance is there. I mean, like, don't be like that. I asked all goalies to be open to new technology ideas, because they might help you, and they might help your kid, or they might help the future goalies to make the sport way more entertaining. So competition is good, technology is good, new things aren't to be made afraid, like they're not something to be scared of. Let the company either like win or lose on it. Don't ride someone for trying to help you. So anyways, that's a bit of a rant at the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, or whatever the hell they say. Have a good day. Stop the pucks, yeah?